Hey everyone, welcome back to Sujan Real Estate. So I'm back inside because it's raining outside, but I still needed to make this video, so here it goes. So today's topic is about debt. It is something that came up when I was having conversations with some of my friends and clients. A lot of people do not like debt. They want to pay off their debt as soon as possible because debt is bad. It can drown them, it can make them bankrupt and hurt them. But what a lot of people actually are not aware of is that there are two types of debt. There is good debt and there's bad debt. It completely depends on how you as the borrower actually spends that debt. Is it to buy on something that you don't need, that you pretty much can't afford? Like, for example, a vacation, extra TV, upgrading your phone, or are you using it as an investment in order to make money? Like, are you using it as leverage and cash flow to buy a property that can earn you rental income, appreciation? A good analogy for this would be comparing debt with fire. This is actually an analogy that I heard from one of my go-to YouTubers, Graham Stephan. So he compared debt with fire. Pretty much, depending on how you use it, and if you use it responsibly, it can either hurt you or it can benefit you. If you use fire wisely, it can benefit you. It can give you warmth, it can give you light, it can cook your food. But if you use it irresponsibly, you can hurt yourself, you can burn your possessions. And that goes the same thing with debt. If you use it wisely, you can make more money than you're actually paying to borrow. Or you can use it irresponsibly and borrow money that you don't have to buy things that don't earn you money back. So unfortunately, Canadians, debt is not new. A study by the CBC actually reported that the Canadian household debt ratios were 176%. Pretty much, this means for every $1 of income a Canadian family makes, they have $1.76 of debt. So pretty much, they almost have double the amount of debt that they're actually making in income. So how are people supposed to pay this off? So is this debt held by Canadian households good debt or is it bad debt? It completely depends on how each of the households use it. So before you take on any debt, you must first assess how much it would cost to take out the debt, which is the interest rates the banks or lenders charge you, and how much potential return you would be able to get if you did borrow that debt. Right now, currently, because of the current situation, it's actually a really good time to buy because interest rates for mortgages are at an all-time low. They are at around 2%, like just above 2% for a 5-year fixed rate. So that means you will be paying just over 2% of interest per year for the next 5 years, and it can be renewable for the whole amortization of your mortgage. So it is really cheap to borrow money. Like, money is really cheap right now. And over the past 3 years, home prices have actually been increasing by 8%. This means an 8% growth in home value a year. And some market stats actually just got released yesterday about the real estate market in the GTA. And from June 2020 compared to last year in June 2019, home prices have raised almost $100,000. It raised from last year's average home price of $831,000 to this year's home average of $930,000. So imagine you buying your house. 1 year later, you already made $99,000. So just to do a quick example with some numbers, the average condominium that first-time home buyers do buy in Toronto are about $500,000. So at the 2% interest rate that it would cost to borrow $500,000 from a bank or lender, for 1 year it would cost $10,000 to borrow that money. And if we assume that the appreciation is the same as the past 3 years, which is an average of 8% of appreciation, 8% of 500,000 is $40,000. So pretty much what it costs you to borrow, you quadruple that amount and you made $30,000 in that 1 year. That is called using debt wisely and using it to your advantage, making it good debt because you're earning money. And people honestly might say that the real estate market will not keep going up, 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 but eventually there'll be a crash, prices will fall. But the Toronto market in particular is very resilient, even after these tough times of unemployment. Because of the low interest rate environment, people are still buying. So home prices actually did not decrease. Instead, they just stopped increasing. They stopped inflating. And there's pretty low supply but high demand in the Toronto market. So this has caused the Toronto real estate market to be very resilient when it comes to pricing. The point you have to think about is when interest rates start increasing. You have to start thinking back, is it worth it to borrow this money for an investment or not? You have to compare how much it'll cost you to borrow the money versus the potential return that you'll get back from the money. Because the higher the interest rate, that means the higher the cost. And this will ultimately lead to a lower profit margin, which gives you less room to work around if something unexpected happens, like you have to make a fix, tenant doesn't make any payments, you need to take that into consideration. So there's less of like I'll call it like a safety net that you have in between your profits, because the bigger your profit, the bigger the safety net. So if you have any questions or are curious about investing in real estate and are considering it, please give me a shout. I will respond to you as soon as possible. That's my specialty: real estate investments and first-time homebuyers and buyer representations. So I will help you out as much as I can, get you the best deals, and I will leave all my contact information down below. If you contact me, I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you liked it, please like and subscribe for more videos like this.